The first win of the Frank Reich era in the 7th game of the Frank Reich era. The first win as a starter for Bryce Young in his 6th game as a starter.
Mm-hmm.
The first win for Thomas Brown in the first game he is the play caller. One of those things is not like the other. Let's give a big round of applause for Thomas Brown if we're giving rounds of applause. The Panthers won. They beat the Houston Texans, which feels like a big game because they had C.J. Stroud and he was taking 1 pick after Bryce Young. Feels like a big game because they're no longer in line to earn the first overall pick and then trade the first overall pick. The Cardinals are now number 1 to get the number 1 pick, which takes the sting off a little bit. It goes from probably being Caleb Williams to probably being Drake May. But hey. Better than it was.
Right? Is it, though?
Does it change anything? Here's what it changes. Here's what the Panthers winning changes. It changes everything from the outside in and nothing from the inside out. From a fan's perspective, it changes everything. It gives you an answer when another team's fans talk trash, right? You're no longer the laughing stock. Now it's Bryce Young was taking some time. It was we're not defeated. Oh, did you see the throw? It gives you some ammo in the argument against C.J. Stroud. Sure, he may be having the better season. Sure, he may statistically be more accomplished. Sure, he may have taken less of an adjustment period. But when they were on the field in the same game at the same place on the same day, Bryce Young's team scored more points. And he had the game-winning drive. Wasn't exactly a 2-minute drill. It was a 6.5-minute drill. But a game-winning drive is a game-winning drive regardless.
Yeah.
Fans, it can change everything. It gives you just a taste of positivity. On the day, by the way, you inducted Muhsin Muhammad and Julius Peppers into the Ring of Honor. They got their jackets. They did all of that. You also got a win. Tell me that's not a throwback day for Panthers fans everywhere.
Gotta feel good.
Has to. Now, from the inside out, I don't think it changes much. Oh, now you're confident in Bryce Young? You should have never been not confident in Bryce Young. He was your number 1 overall pick. I told you all on Friday how you judge Bryce Young should not be changed by his first 5 or 6 starts after you draft him number 1 overall. You should be much more convicted in him than anything in the first 5 or 6 starts could have changed. So you're confident in him now? Yeah. After a win, you're confident in him? Great. Should have been confident in him on Friday. Should have been confident in him 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Let's hear from Bryce himself. Here's Bryce on getting his first win in the NFL.
It's definitely an exciting feeling. As we know, wins aren't easy to come by in this league, and it's great to get on the board. Great to get one. And right now, obviously, we're fresh. Everyone's enjoying it, and we're super happy about it. But it's a lot of excitement. But at the same time, right now is the time for us to enjoy it and have fun. But tomorrow we come back and watch the film, and there's a lot of stuff that we still can get better at, still can improve at, and we don't want to be the team that got a win on week 8. This is, we have to keep building off of this. And that's a long journey. That's a long road. And that's going to come with the work that comes throughout the week and we continue to build off of. So right now, a lot of excitement. But, we're going to have to turn the page on this and just like any other week, make sure we keep getting better.
Turn the page on it. Nothing changes internally. After all those losses, you turn the page. After the win, you turn the page. Learn from it. Watch the film. Move on. I will give you this. Thomas Brown, as I started with, A-OK in my book.
Oh, yeah.
Give him credit for play calling on that final drive. That is a job well done. But you were already riding with him throughout the rest of the season already. Again, nothing. If he would have struggled on that final drive, or if it didn't work out, it would have been, hey, Thomas, I know that was your first game in the NFL as a play caller. Go back, watch the film in extra time, learn what you can learn from it, and we're going to be better next week. Now, 6 minutes and 17 seconds. You're on your own 9-yard line. You're down 1. 6 minutes and 17 seconds left in the fourth quarter, the end of the game. Mm-hmm. You're down 1. You have the ball. Rookie quarterback. You call the perfect drive. Now, individual plays may not be perfect, but you kicked a field goal with time expiring to win the game. That is position A. That is the best worst possible outcome.
Went 15 plays.
15 plays.
15 plays.
The fourth downs you needed to convert. Some were a little iffy.
Yeah.
Miles Sanders went rogue, ran the wrong route, almost intercepted it from Adam Thielen.
Yeah.
But hey, again, individual plays, not perfect. The drive, perfect. You took up all 6 minutes and 17 seconds. You kicked a field goal. You never gave the ball back. That's great.
You know, much of this season, their scoring drives, they've had to go like 8, 9, 10, 12 plays because they can't pick up chunk yardage. This time it paid off for them.
This time it was like perfect.
Exactly.
And actually they had some explosive plays earlier.
They did.
They had a 40-yard completion. They had a 31-yard completion. So the game went well. I want to emphasize this. This season's goals still do not change. You're not all in on this season. You're not, wait a second, look at the playoffs, so you're telling me there's a chance. Don't go full Dumb and Dumber on me. Okay? You're not all in on this season, and there was plenty even within that game that you won by the whiskers on your chin against Houston, which is not exactly, the Philadelphia Eagles, right? This is not one of the top teams in the league. You're still sellers at the deadline, okay? I still want to see some action before the trade deadline tomorrow at 4. Enjoy the win. Enjoy every win. It's hard to win in the NFL. 24-hour celebration rule. Take all 24 hours. Don't cut it short. But then come back down to earth and say, you know what? The offensive line wasn't great. You know, Houston had 9 sacks. They were dead last in the NFL in getting to the quarterback coming into the game. They sacked Bryce Young 6 times. Nothing about that game changes any big overarching opinions of my team other than I think it's good everybody got a little positivity in their lives. Here's Frank Reich earlier today when asked about the struggles of their left tackle who they drafted very highly a couple drafts ago, Ike Ekwonu.
Ike's a great player. He had 1 or 2 struggles in the past game, but same thing. He's like every other player on the team. There was a couple bad plays, and there were a lot of good plays. We're confident in Ickey and the player that he is, so we'll learn from it and get better.
Offensive line is not fair. I want that to be clear. Okay, I hate this recent professional opinion that the hardest position to play on the football field is corner, because it is undoubtedly offensive line. All right? The reason I say that is because a couple bad plays and mostly good plays is a horrendous day for an offensive lineman. You give up 2 sacks every game, you're out of the league. Like that's a problem. You give up a couple touchdowns every once in a while on defense, they go, oh, you got to forget about it. It happens to everybody. Ike Ekwonu can't have a couple bad plays and mostly good. That means Bryce Young is getting smacked a couple times a game because of what is supposed to be his best offensive lineman.
It happened the very first play.
That's you can't write that off. You start sounding like Dabo Sweeney, right? We're 10 plays away from being undefeated. Or you're 4-4. Oh, he's a good play aside from those couple of plays where he gets his 5'10", 190-pound quarterback rocked. Other than that, really good game. There's enough for the Panthers to focus on that still needs dramatic improvement, that the win doesn't change anything internally. But externally, whoo boy did the fans need that one. Whoo boy did the fans absolutely, desperately need that one. Get 5 of them. Right? Why not? Go win a couple. You don't have your first round pick. There's literally no reason to not go after more. Keep winning. I'm not saying you shouldn't, but the goals are the goals. This season is about Bryce Young's development. This season is about figuring out what players will remain and help Bryce Young in the future, and it's about figuring out who you want your core on defense to be. You have 1 day plus 50 minutes until the trade deadline. That's 5-0. 24 hours and 50, actually as of right now, 49 minutes. And use all of them. Figure out the best way to use the trade deadline to your advantage. The win doesn't change any of that. It's not like, oh, we were going to trade Brian Burns, but now we've won a game. No. Don't get lost in recency bias.